Hey guys, welcome back to the Hands-On channel. We're shooting a video here, obviously in my kitchen. I've never done this before, so I'm not sure how the lighting and things like that are going to turn out, but I wanted to share this important information with you that I just came across. It actually fell into my lap, and I want to tell you the little backstory about that here in a moment. But first of all, I got to tell you this. If you don't follow the channel, 2 or 3 times a month I try to put out a prepping video to get people interested and engaged in the prepping community, the prepping lifestyle. You don't have to be a doomsday prepper to know or to see that clearly something is wrong with our system. I mean, it's very fragile. We have this JIT, just-in-time food supply chain, where there's really only like 3 to 4 days worth of food at your local grocery store. So if suddenly the supplies and the deliveries stopped coming in, you would have 3 or 4 days worth of food at that store, because they don't have big warehouses anymore in the back of the store where they keep all their overstock. It's just stored somewhere else off-site, and they're trying to, by using the JIT supply chain, they're trying to minimize how much storage there is altogether. And maybe that helps you get fresher produce and things like that than you would have before, but it also creates a situation where there is no safety net. So if something catastrophic happens, whether that be an EMP or economic collapse or just, civil unrest and uprisings and different things like that, Civil War, World War III, I mean, the list goes on, and I don't want to make the video about that. I want to make the video about what you can do, options you have to buy food directly from the farmer. I've talked about that, and I've tried to emphasize that in my videos. Buy local when you can. If you already have a hookup with a local farmer, go meet him and get to know him, and develop that relationship to where you can buy directly from him. If you can't do that, find your local town farmers market and go buy directly from the farmers that are coming to farmers markets, because that's a way you can cut out a lot of the middleman, and you can keep your food more natural and more healthy and have less chemicals or zero chemicals, as in the case that I'm going to share with you today. So a little while back, Dave over at extremeliving.american.com contacted me here on the Hands-On channel, and he was like, hey, would you like to check out our products? So I'm going to tell you straight up front, I didn't buy these. Dave sent these over here for me to try out and to just tell you guys about. He didn't expect me to do an entire video about it, but I am so impressed with what he's trying to do and the quality of products that he's putting out that I wanted to share this with you guys. Because let me tell you something, these things right back here, all of these things, apples, whole eggs, white potatoes, bell peppers, chicken, sweet potatoes, and several other things that he has available over there on his website, these have a stable shelf life of 25 years. So that's one of those things that it's really hard for us to do as preppers, is to buy food that's not going to spoil before you get a chance to use it. And so I have been super impressed with the quality, the appearance. I'll pull some of this in. This right here is sweet potatoes. Hopefully you guys can get a good look at that. I mean, even though these are freeze-dried, they just look delicious. The texture, the quality, everything looks great. I mean, the packaging, I love everything about this. So I'll show you the chicken here. I mean, you can hopefully see that. This is the chicken. And of course, this is the only thing that is cooked. Everything else is freeze-dried raw. And if I'm remembering correctly, I know they vacuum seal these, and they also put let me open this up. I'll just show you right quick. So under the normal lid, this had plastic on it before I opened it up a moment ago. But under the normal lid here, you've got this inner lid, I don't know what to call it, but that's what holds the vacuum seal in. So as you pop this, my wife opened up the eggs the other morning, and she said as she popped this, she felt it kind of, release the pressure inside of there, or the vacuum inside of there. So, and there's also like a 200cc oxygen absorber inside of here as well. So that's what makes it shelf stable for up to 25 years. And I mean, that is just amazing. This is chicken. Who would have thought you could have chicken, I could put this away in a dry, cool place that's out of the sun, and I could eat this chicken 25 years from now. I mean, that's just amazing. There's not very many things that you can do that with. So, and I'll admit to you that I'm new to this whole freeze-dried deal. I didn't know anything about it. I kind of started looking into it after Dave contacted me to see what this was all about. And obviously it's just a better process, and I can't really explain all the inner workings of how the freeze dryer systems work, but I know they're very expensive to get into. It's a better process and I guess it more completely dries it out than just your typical dehydrator would, right? We dehydrated these bell peppers last year, but there's no way these would last 25 years because our dehydrator doesn't do as thorough of a job as the freeze dryer does. So I am really impressed with this product. Everything looks great. Let's take a look at these bell peppers. I mean, that just makes my mouth water looking through the container here. I love the containers, the shape of them. They've got a little handhold thing back here just to make them more convenient for you to grab. But my wife pointed out that what's great about these containers is if you stack them up side by side like this in your cabinet, right? They don't take up as much space as like round containers do because you get those voids in there with round containers. These actually fill up your cabinets better than a traditional round container like this one would, right? So one of the great things that I like about it is, and if you guys follow the channel, you know I'm big into this. I love saving and reusing all sorts of containers. So I'm already looking at when we empty these containers out from using the food, then I'm going to maybe use them for more food. If you didn't want to use them for food or you had no need to store food, you could use these out in your shop to hold loose screws and bolts. And I mean, they're quality containers, and I'm really impressed. Dave and his family, it's a family-run farm. I'm pretty sure first generation. They were truck drivers before, and I guess he ran some sort of a trucking company from my understanding, and the fuel prices and just the cost of doing business and all this stuff got so outrageous that he was like, you know what, I'm going to go be a farmer. And I commend that because I'm actually on the same page. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to get out of the situation that I'm in now and start producing more and more of my own food for my own consumption. I'm very excited and thankful that Dave reached out to me, and I wanted to share this product with you. Tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to open up these bell peppers and this chicken, and we're going to make up some fajitas.
Okay, I'm going to start trying to reconstitute some of these products that were given to us for product review. We have the eggs, the bell pepper, and the chicken. I kind of messed with the eggs the other day, so I have a little bit of an idea how that's going to go. This one we opened and just tasted dry today. It tasted good. Kind of felt like it had like a little bit of a popcorn consistency as far as the chew and everything, but the flavor was good. It was actually sweet. The chicken I was hesitant to put in my mouth dry because I thought it would be very chalky, but when I did actually, and it starts to reconstitute and get wet, it kind of reminded me of the way if you've ever had a little bite of tuna out of the can, it kind of reminds you of that. But you're going to want some water or something on hand, and I think it'll be better in the bowl. So I'm excited to do this. We didn't really have recipes on the back side of this or included in the mailer, so I looked some stuff up online. I'm going to have to see what works best for us, but for now we're going to go with these ratios. What I'd like to see on the side is both a ratio and a recipe for a powder, and then also some time indications on some of the things that are a little bit chunkier. So I think we're going to start with the chicken. We're going to do a ratio of 1 to 2. That's going to have to soak for about 5 to 15 minutes. The idea tonight is to probably put this into something that's going to end up being like a fajita or something. So this chicken is really light. It looks like and feels like it could be broken up. If you needed to break it up, you could. I don't think I want to do that. I'm afraid it'll kind of powder up on me or get too small. And I still want it to have a nice bite-sized chew. You can see inside here, we have already taken off the white airtight seal, and there's the little packets in here that just keep everything fresh. So I'm going to keep that in there. Let's do a little more. I think I can get more in there. Okay, so that's going to be 1 to 2, so we'll do 1 of the chicken and 2 of the water. That seems like a lot, but I'm going to go for it. One of the things that you don't want to do too often, if you can avoid it, on reconstituting a freeze-dried food is end up with a bunch of extra water in this bowl. If you do, you could be dissolving your water-soluble vitamins, and you'd rather not do that. But because it's fajitas and I will be using a mix, if there's extra water in here, I will use that in the rest of the recipe going forward. That will help me make sure those water-soluble vitamins go into the recipe. So the next one is bell peppers. We're going to try a 1-to-3 ratio. They have a little bit longer soak time of 20 minutes plus. I think part of that's going to be because the bell peppers, they kind of come in different sizes, same as the chicken. So let's see. I think I'm going to do about half a cup there. I don't want to do a whole reconstitute because that's going to reconstitute to a larger amount. So we'll kind of fill that about halfway. And you can see those are very light and easy to break apart. If you need a smaller piece, you can have a smaller piece. So we'll do that. And I need to do 3, so that'd be a cup and a half. Ooh, I might have to get more water. Okay, so that is the ratio there. This one I can actually see is bubbling. It's like it's, there's definitely stuff going on. Oh, I had wanted to kind of salt that water as well, just so that as it pulls into that chicken, it's got a little bit of salt in it. So, okay, we've got everything going there. I'm gonna let things set. Then we'll do the eggs. For the eggs, the ratio is going to be about 1 to 1. 2 tablespoons of egg powder plus 2 tablespoons of water should get me real close to about an egg's worth. So we'll just do 1. On this one, when I opened it the first time and I had, there's a little handle here, I kind of had the handle, and when I broke the white seal, I could feel the container expand and kind of breathe in. So again, you can kind of reassure yourself of the longevity of the product, the airtightness, and you've got the little packets that we're going to leave in there. I like to leave this here because like a kind of like baking powder, I can kind of level it off there. This one. And this isn't for the fajitas tonight. We're just going to cook this just out of curiosity. I tried it the other night, but I want more opinions on that. So oops, went a little much on that, so I'm gonna go low on this one. That one had a little bit too much water. Okay, so we're just gonna let that sit, and then we'll come back in a little bit after everything is sat and see what we can do once we actually get things on heat. One thing I did want to say, this chicken is already cooked. So really, we don't want to cook it at such a high level. I'll make the sauce for the fajita and throw this stuff in, but if I cook this again, it's going to be like cook any chicken that you overcooked. So I think I'm gonna go easy on this and consider it more of a reheating than a true cooking. Okay, so we have had our 20 minutes, a little more than actually, on our vegetables, meat, and eggs. The egg, when it reconstitutes, it is basically immediate. So you're ready to go there once you've got that equally incorporated. And then the other 2, we just let them sit for 20 minutes or more. So right now we have the bell pepper is ready to go. It's a little teeny bit soft. There's no crispness left. I took a bite of it and it kind of still has a little bit different chew, but it's still interesting and good. It's very vibrant and fresh, sweet. It's softer, kind of like when you do cook your bell pepper, it's kind of already there. So I think you can heat it again, but not having to cook it hard, which is also going to be good to make sure your vitamin C doesn't get degraded from that. I'm just going to heat it up and not make this a super hard cook on either of these. The meat, same thing. It just kind of looks like meat that, you know, it's a little bit damp now because I've had it in the water. This probably should have been drained, but because I'm making a sauce, I'm going to go ahead and just toss it in. I think it'll all come together anyway. So we're going to put in our little bit of I'm just using a little fajita mix. I do usually just kind of fill this thing with water. I don't really measure it out. I think we're just going to keep going. I want to use this water that's coming out of the rehydrated foods. I don't know if you can see. I guess I can pull that out and just mix it with the meat. See how that's just the teeniest bit green compared to just plain water? That's the minerals and vitamins, excuse me, that I was kind of talking about. And you don't want to lose that. So if you were in a survival situation, somebody needs to have that. I don't know if it would be a person. You could just drink it, or it could go for the animals, whatever, but there's stuff in there and it's good stuff. So I've already cooked my onions. I'm kind of in a hurry because we worked after work, and so we're having a late dinner. I'm going to also put these, let that kind of soak up some of the water, and then put these eggs on the pan too, and just see. It'll be a weird dinner with just a side of eggs, but and then these, I'm just going to put these in like they are with a little bit of extra water. Shouldn't hurt anything for what we're doing here, since so much water went into the sauce. I can just kind of break that apart if I want it to be a little bit different size. So I've never messed with anything freeze-dried before, so this is kind of out of the box for me, but I like being in the kitchen and doing new stuff like this. I don't have the process dialed in or anything, but I'd be curious to see how it goes with different temperatures of water as you go to reconstitute. A lot of things online did say to use warmer water, and I just used tap water. I mean, I just used it as it came out of the tap, so that might be something. What I liked about the product is you can email Dave, and I think I will let him know my thoughts on that, and hopefully they can, since it's their product, can kind of dial that in too and give recommendations for different, the way you may want it to turn out. We will get this all warmed up and then get it into some fajita shells, and then maybe we can get someone to say how they liked eating it.
All right, here's the finished product. Looks pretty good to me. We're fixing to try it out. Jeez. Get us some of that picante sauce on there. Well guys, we just finished eating and it was delicious. I was actually going to do a video like a lot of the cooking shows do, where it shows me reacting to the meal and everything, but I don't know, I just felt kind of creeped out by that. You know, I'll do a lot of things. I'll make videos about, you know, cannibals hunting me down in the end times and stuff like that, but I'm not willing to to eat on camera for you. But I will tell you this, all the foods we tasted were very delicious. The chicken, even the texture came back once it was reconstituted, so that was excellent. Thanks to Mrs. Hands On for coming in and participating in this video. She was real helpful in all of her cooking knowledge and stuff like that. So also I tried the eggs. She cooked up a small amount of the eggs and they were delicious. If anything, they tasted a little bit more concentrated than what I'm used to, and that could have just been the water ratio that we used. But we've still got a lot to learn about freeze-dried food, but I'm very excited and thankful for ExtremeLivingAmerican.com for sending these products over for us to test out, and we're really impressed with that. If you guys are interested in learning more, go check out their website, and if you're interested in saving some money, you can save up to 10% by using the promo code HANDSON. Just type it in the coupon code section when you're checking out, and you'll save yourself some money. So I appreciate you tuning in. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I always love reading them, and until then, we'll see you next time.